My name's Jen Reed. I'm the Vice President of Public Relations at Sound Credit Union, and this is my colleague, Christina Robertson, and we're thrilled to be here to talk to you about the basics of banking. But at Sound, it's really important for us to go out in the community and give back and try to make a positive impact, helping people get access to tools and resources that benefit them when managing their finances. And so what better place to spend a lot of our time than right here at UW-T. So thank you all for making time and making this a priority, because knowing how to understand your finances is truly a life skill. So many people don't know how to do that. And by taking time and recognizing that this needs to be a priority for you, you're way ahead of the game. So I'm assuming most of you have a bank account already. Is that correct? That's good. So many people don't. And we'll just go over the basics today, and many of you may already know these things, but as we're going through, please feel free to make this an open dialogue conversation, because that's how we all learn together, right? We need to understand certain situations that we've gone through. Sally and I have had long conversations. I'll probably share a story that she shared with me many years ago about the importance of putting your money away into a financial institution rather than leaving it under your mattress or in a drawer or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. And as we're going through, please feel free to ask questions. So how many of you know the difference between a credit union and a bank? Yeah, a couple of you. So a credit union, so we are very similar to that of a bank. The difference is that if you're a member of a credit union, you own the credit union. So you come into our branches and work with any of our staff. You are truly our boss. We answer to you, and we're making decisions that are in your best interest and the community's best interest. Versus a bank, they're answering to shareholders. So when they're making decisions based off of what they should charge for interest on a loan, when they're looking at different products and services to bring in, they're looking at how they can make the bottom line for their shareholders better. And we're a not-for-profit financial institution who's trying to provide you with tools and resources that benefit you. When you walk into our branches and you talk to Christina and her team, they want to understand what's going on in your life. They want to build a relationship with you and help you determine what products we offer that might help you. And if we can't help you, we'll introduce you to some of our peers at different credit unions who might be able to help you. So not-for-profit, our earnings go back to members, whether that's building new branches, providing different products that are going to work in your best interest. We're community-based versus national-based. So the Bank of America, JP Morgan Chases, they're fantastic, great institutions to work with, but they may not be looking out for what's in the best interest of us here in Washington State. Oh, yes.
So a credit union is way better than banking.
Well, that's all up to an opinion. We would tell you yes, and other people who are part of a credit union, yes. But it all depends, right? You may have I have a credit card with a bigger bank, and I like that credit card because I like the perks that come along with that credit card. But I do most of my banking with Sound Credit Union because for me, I want to work with an institution that's really giving back to the community here at large. So everything is going to be different for everybody, but it's making sure that you know that they're a financial partner and looking out for your best interests would be what I would say. You're never going to hear us talk bad about anybody else because that's not how Sound Credit Union operates as a financial institution. We believe in just sharing what we have and talking about how we can help you, and hopefully it would benefit you, but that's not why we're here. So another thing, if you talk, you'll hear us talking throughout today's conversation. When you're working with a bank, you're a customer. When you are working with a credit union, you're a member. We talk about member service. So you're a member similar to obviously a union. You join the credit union. It used to cost $25 to join our credit union, but now there is no fee. You can join at any time. You just have to live, work, or worship, or go to school in the state of Washington. And so that's the difference there. And obviously, you don't have to join at a bank, and that's kind of why we remove that fee of what it would cost. So Looking at some of the benefits of having a bank account. So knowing how to manage and organize your finances. How many of you are looking at an app daily to look at how you're spending your money? Yeah, so important. We'll go through some things today. I talk about my husband a lot. He can't go get his hair cut without me knowing, because I've already looked at what he spent money on that day, right? He's always like, I can't surprise you with anything. Well, I need to know where our money is going so that we have control of it. And that's so important. And the tools and resources that you have with a financial institution can give you that. It's all about tracking your spending, budgeting, and other resources that are available to benefit you. So if you were here last week, I know some of you were, there's a lot of familiar faces, but we talked about credit scores, right? So hopefully you're working with a financial institution that can show you your credit score on a monthly basis. We have that in our app for all of our members, our app or on our online banking. You can go in every month and look at that. That's not only just important to know what your credit score is, but also to help you know that, like, if you've had a big drop in your credit, did something get missed? Did somebody access your personal information and open an account in your name? Those could all be signals, and being able to have those tools will help you. The security of your funds. So when I met Sally years ago, we were talking about this, and I share this story with a lot of people. Her husband and his brother had their own lawn mowing service back when they were kids, and they put their money, the cash that they received, in their glove compartment. And one night, a mouse or a rat got into that glove compartment and ate all of the cash, and now it's all gone. So when we think about a financial institution and the importance of putting your money where it's safe, at a credit union, you're going to be insured, or at a bank, you're insured up to $250,000 that money will not go away. When you have it in your glove compartment or in a drawer in your bedroom or, under your pillow, somebody can access that money. Something could happen and you could lose it, and you don't have a way to track it, but you don't have a way of getting reimbursed. So these are ways that it really benefits you. I'm sure a lot of us are using person-to-person, like Venmo, Zelle, things like that, to pay each other. I just sent my son money today. It was an easy way. He has the money right away. Works out really well. And then interest. So hopefully you're gaining interest. It may not be a lot, but there's interest that you can earn on checking accounts and savings accounts. We have a free cash checking account. So every month, if I do any swipes with my debit card each month, I might get up to $10 back. Not a lot, but that's a coffee and maybe breakfast at Starbucks, maybe. The old days are gone when I would get you two things there. But and then it's utilizing your debit card and being able to use it internationally and here in the States. There's a lot of things you could use. That's one payment maybe for a cell phone bill or something like that, or just putting that money away, right? Because you could transfer that from your checking account and put it into savings, and then it's there for you in case you need it. So yeah, absolutely.
So a couple of different things to consider when choosing the best account for yourself is, one, how are you going to be using it? Is this on? How are you going to be using it? Are you looking for something transactional to where you can have a debit card, access to checks, ATM access, or are you looking for something that's going to earn you interest and have money available to use at any given time? A couple of things that we'll go over is the different types of accounts that we have at Sound specifically. So checking versus savings, again, if you are wanting a transactional account and using access to a debit card, checks, getting money orders, cashier's checks, using it out of, if you're wanting to go out of the country, we have no transactional fees for our debit cards. And then we have personal and business accounts. So we have accounts available to you as a consumer to where you have everyday access. And then we also service our business members in our community as well. We have checkings and savings and then loans available to them. Services that are provided with all of our accounts, we have online banking, we have free bill pay available. That sends an electronic check if you're not wanting to sign up for their automatic payment services. P2P, pay anyone. You can transfer money to any external account. And then we also have internal transfers available as well. Research and compare what's going to be the best option for yourself. If you're wanting to come in, I'd be happy to sit down and talk to you about what you're looking for and what I think those best services would be and then just ask questions. If you have a question, no question is a silly question, so feel free to ask it.
And on that, with what Christina was saying, like research and compare it. Look at what other institutions are offering you. See what the benefits are and what you're interested in. If you're somebody who goes into a branch, which maybe not all of us do anymore, right? Because most of us are online. But it is nice to have a face and a person that you can walk in and talk to and trust. And that's what happens at Sound and at a lot of other financial institutions, and definitely something you should consider.
So this is an example of what our rate sheets are looking like. We have a primary savings account. It's a requirement in order to establish our membership. We have a secondary savings option on there that's earning at a 0.05%. But if you're looking for a higher interest earning savings, we have a money market account that's earning at a 2.02 APY. And then we have a variety of different checking account options. So again, whatever you're going to be using it for, if you're looking for something that earns rewards to them, we do have the cashback checking, so depending on your debit card usage. We have an interest earning checking account as well. And then we have a Sound debit account, which is a second chance checking for those who might have had some financial hardships in the past. So a way to get them back into banking.
And that's a big thing, right? Because a lot of times financial institutions, if you have outstanding debts or you've ran into bad luck, sometimes they'll just turn your back on you. And then it just leaves people working with predatory lenders that are out there that aren't going to benefit them, right? They're going to be taking advantage of them. Or you're putting money underneath a mattress. We don't want that to happen. So again, this is where we're building relationships and trying to help people get back on track and get access to banking, because more than anything, that is the number one priority, is to make sure people are banked. Yes. Good question. You want to take that one?
What do you mean by paying, like a monthly service fee? So we do. Yeah.
Right.
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 Yeah, no, that adds up. It does. That's another coffee or. So some of our account options, you'll see on this one, we do have an interest and a cashback checking. They do have requirements in order to have those services. So you have to be enrolled in direct deposit of at least $500 per month and be enrolled in e-statements to avoid a $7 monthly service fee. So I can't speak to other institutions on how they charge their fees or what services will come with that. I would say if you're looking for an account that does offer some sort of incentive to them, it definitely is worth looking into. But we offer different solutions to avoid those service fees as well. So as long as you have those, you meet those requirements. Yeah. Right. So one of the things that I do personally, when I sit down, I want to know your story. I want to know what your life events are currently, so that way I can recommend the best service to you. So as students currently, you may be working part-time, you may be a full-time student. That to me would mean that you don't meet the requirements necessarily to have the service without being charged a fee. So some of those that we do have incentives to them. So a free checking account might be the best option for you. There's no monthly service fees, no transaction fees, and no requirements to have funds available in there. So that might be the best option for yourself while you're going through school. And then when you do get a full-time job or you graduate and you're wanting to look to upgrade that account, we have the availability to upgrade the membership.
Yeah, and it's making sure you understand everything behind those specific accounts.
Yeah.
Making sure there's not a requirement for a direct deposit every month or so many swipes that you have to do from the institution. Ours is truly free. I always say this and people kind of laugh, as long as you don't go below zero. And people are like, well, of course. And I'm like, well, you'd be surprised. Like, people get upset. But then at the same time, if you do go negative in your account, we talked about this last week, the importance of being an advocate for yourself. Picking up the phone, going into a branch, talking to the financial institution employees about what happened and how maybe they'll be able to waive that for you if it's not being abused. Sometimes we'll have people who call every month and they've overdrawn their account 8 different times. And Christina and her team are going to sit down and talk to those folks about, okay, let's see what's going on with your account. How can we make an adjustment for you? Do we have services that could move money if you overdraw your account from savings into checking to prevent you from incurring those fees? So there's lots of options. It's just talking to a professional and gaining that understanding about what's going to benefit you so that you don't have to pay those fees.
So when opening an account, you'll want to make sure that you have the necessary documents in order to get that established. So some of the requirements would be a valid driver's license, a passport, military ID, and a second form of ID could be a student ID, social security card, a membership card such as Costco, or a library card. You'll also need your social security number or tax identification number, as well as a valid mailing and physical address.
Christina, if somebody comes in and their proof, like if their driver's license doesn't match the address that is entered on the account form, what would they do in that case?
So if your address does not match, we do need address verification. So we can use quite a few things for that. We can use a recent utility bill, pay stub, car registration, or a government-issued letter. We have tablets available for members to use. So if you have something you just don't have access to at that moment, we can have you sign in to your electric company and get that in address verification that we're looking for.
Yeah, it's so important. The reason we do that is for our members' protection, right? We know identity theft is at an all-time high, and it's happening regularly, and people will literally come in with a driver's license, they'll open an account, it doesn't match, and then that's how we find out that that is fraud. Mm-hmm. So it's truly for your protection, so just keeping those things in mind. So expectations. So as a consumer, what are your responsibilities? What should you be looking out for? And again, this goes back to me talking about my husband going and getting his haircut. I need to know when money is coming out of my account and where it's going. So that is my responsibility. And if I see something that doesn't look right, I need to reach out to the financial institution. How many people look at their statement and all of a sudden there's just this charge, maybe it's from Amazon or just an unknown, like it'll say Apple, and it comes from your card already on your Apple, right? Like that happens and I'm like, what is that for? It's a subscription and who did it in my family? And I don't know what it is and I need to figure it out. So, yes.
One time, I kind of wanted to buy a car.
Yeah.
And I went online and I filled out this VIN thing to find out what happened to the past of the car, right?
Yeah.
And, well, they had charged me one time, but then I checked my bank later that week and I had seen that they've been charging me every single day.
Yes.
And I was like, if I wouldn't have caught that, then they would have just checked.
Right. Like that even happens to me with an expense report for work. I went out to a website to find a financial education tool, and I thought I'd signed up for just a 7-day trial, and then I didn't cancel it in time. And so then it charged me again the next month, and I had to go in there and cancel it. And then I incurred the fee because it was my mistake. Like it just, like these are really things that you have to pay attention to and monitor. Yes. Yeah.
We have seen that before, where transactions will come through for $0 and 0 cents. It's like a pre-deposit or a pre-withdrawal to, yes, test the membership and see if it's a valid card number.
Yeah, it's good to watch those things.
Yeah, very important to check your account.
So knowing your balance. Again, it's making sure you don't go below. I have an 18-year-old who's off at college, and I'm trying to get this instilled in his brain. Like, if he has transactions that are coming out, I'm not here to bail him out. He needs to figure it out. And there's been times since he's left for school that all of a sudden his account has gone overdrawn because he thinks he needs a Robinhood account, and he's worried about investing for his future, which is great. But then you need to transfer that $100 that's coming out and put that from your savings. You need to put that back in checking because I'm not paying for your choice to invest, right? Like it's his responsibility. So knowing your balance, keeping an eye on that. Don't give someone else your information. We can't express this enough. Do not give someone your information, whether it's your password, your code for your debit card, any of your information, your personal information. Do not give that information out. And we'll go over this in a little bit, but like the credit union or financial institution will never call you asking you to give them whether it's a code that came to your cell phone. They're not going to call you and ask you to give them your social security number. That will never happen. Keep your receipts. Just for tracking purposes, understand the fees that are associated with your account, and then ask questions. You are, again, advocating for yourself. You need to ask questions, make sure you understand the accounts completely, whether it's a checking account, savings account, credit card, auto loan, all those things. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because there's a lot of paperwork, and you may not see all the fine details that are in there, and it's important for you to educate yourself. From our perspective, it's our job to monitor your fraud. So I know we've had a couple of people talk here, but has anybody had a financial institution call them about fraud on their account? If not yet, it's just a matter of time. Because unfortunately, the fraudsters are so good, it happens constantly. So if you just know that it's really important for you to monitor your checking, savings accounts, credit cards, your credit report, and make sure you know what's going on with it. Yes?
One time when I went to CFC and had bought something, they had asked me if it was fraud. Do you know why they do that? Or if you're just going to kind of ask, they said, hey.
Oh, maybe it was a large transaction. That's happened. Go ahead, Christina.
Yeah, there's a couple of different things it could be. It could be a large transaction. It could be somewhere that you haven't normally shopped at before, or it could be somewhere where they have seen fraud transactions come out of recently, and so they're being proactive, although you did authorize it. They're being proactive to verify that it was you. Yes. So that is a fantastic question. One of my passions. Always check an ATM. Anytime you insert your card into a machine, ATM, gas station, wherever it is, pull on that little machine that you're putting your card into. If something falls off, you've just saved yourself and thousands of other people. They're called skimmers. And so they read debit card information. They've got cameras. It's really crazy how they do it. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going.
Yeah, so make sure that you pull on that, and then protect yourself with an RFID wallet. There's skimmers available to scammers where they just walk by and they somehow get your information. So an RFID wallet will help protect from being able to have that skimmed.
On that same note with the checking for the skimmers, you know, like when you go to pay for gas, or even, when you go to pay for gas and they have you can just use your phone and pay right there. There's a little, the scanner that's right there, right? I just saw on the tap to pay, I saw something come through a reel. And if that tap to pay is not lit up, try to pull it off. Because that's the new thing they're doing, is that they're putting those on there, and if it's not lit, that's a skimmer. And so they're finding all the ways. Yes.
I also see that at 7-Eleven, they do that. They like put a fake one, and then in a video I saw like some guys rip it right off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip it right off.
Yep, just take that off. If you see that, take it off. And then I would go and tell the gas station so that they know. But you just have to, people are just shady, and you have to protect yourself. So, yes. Yeah, that's a problem that financial institutions run into, because we're held accountable for making sure consumers are protected and business owners are protected with their debit and credit cards and their personal information. When you go to a store, they're not held liable for that, and which maybe it'll change someday, but it leaves all responsibility on you. They don't even technically, like a credit union or a bank, if we get hacked, we're likely, I cannot speak for everybody, but at least from our perspective, if your information is compromised, we're going to find a way to help protect you. Obviously, we're going to find out what we did wrong, because it falls on us, and we were the ones who were taken advantage of, as well were our members. But it's our responsibility to make sure that you can monitor your account from that black web, right? The dark web, so that you don't get taken advantage of, and you can monitor your credit for a period of time on us. We'll pay for that so that you're protected that way. But if you do go to a store and you're compromised, call your financial institution right away. Tell them what happened. They're probably going to be aware of the situation if it was a major compromise for multiple thousands of people. And they'll be prepared to help you probably get a new credit card. Look at freezing your accounts. That's another way you can protect yourself, is to call all of the 3 bureaus and freeze your account. We talked about that last week. I know you've done that before. That's how you protect yourself, is by freezing your account. It may make it so that if you're trying to unfreeze it, if you freeze your account, nobody can access for credit, okay? But if you freeze your account, then you need to be prepared that it might take a few days before you can go purchase a new vehicle or a home or something like that. Anything you'd add? Yep. We'll be happy to repeat that. Sorry. We'll work on that. Sorry, guys. But keep the questions going. This is really important, so thank you. So it's our responsibility to monitor fraud. We're going to communicate any fees or changes to our accounts so that you as our member are aware of what's going on with your account and changes that are taking place. We post the direct deposits. So how many of you have jobs and get direct deposits or have direct deposits coming in? That's awesome. It's lovely to have that money there and you don't have to stop into the financial institution, right? When we do it, so we get, a great example is we get paid this week. If we have a Sound Credit Union account, as soon as the funds hit our account, which is typically, we get paid technically on Friday. So like I can't even see my paycheck in Paycom until Friday. But my bank account will have my paycheck in it at 7 a.m. on Thursday morning, because we have what's called early pay. So if you have direct deposit, you get that money as soon as we receive the ACH. So that's a really nice benefit. So my husband gets paid on Fridays as well, but his ACH comes in on Wednesday. So we get it 2 days early. So if we have bills that are due and I don't have enough money in my checking or savings account to cover that, and the bill's due on Thursday, it's really nice that his paycheck is in our account on Wednesday so that we don't have to worry about late fees or paying it on time or anything like that. So those are definitely benefits with your financial institution. Provide updates. I love it. You're getting updates in an email and in a text every time there's a transaction. That is so important. I've heard members who have been traveling internationally that use our debit card, and they love that they get that instant notification that I just withdrew funds, even internationally. So those are really important things that should be offered. And we're not going to give out your account information to anyone. It's our job to protect our members. That's one of our number one priorities, is to protect your identification and not give that out to anybody else. So that's definitely what you want to look for there. So expectations. Is this one you? Nope. Okay. I'll keep going. I could talk forever. Understand holds placed on deposits. So this is a really good one that I think Christina could talk about, because I'm not in the branch and you work with that all the time. So would you like to touch base on that?
So understanding the hold on your deposit. So if you bring in a physical check, there's quite a few things that we need to be able to verify in order to make it available to you. As long as we are able to make it, we're able to verify all these things, search some of the accounts that we've received them, maybe similar account numbers that we've received them for, then we can make that available to you. There may or may not be a hold on those checks. If it's a government issued check, there's not going to be a hold on it. Your tax return, there's not going to be a hold. But we definitely do our due diligence in order to verify the checks before releasing them. If your check is on hold, depending on multiple different circumstances, you may have funds available on certain days. So if you deposit a check, let's say for $10,000, and it's a personal check, you sold a car to someone, it's more than likely going to be placed on hold if we haven't seen it before. So $225 of that deposit is going to be made available right away. $5,300 is going to be made available in the next 2 business days, and then the remaining balance is going to be on hold for an additional 7 business days. It's a way to protect you and to protect us to make sure that your account is not going to go negative the full dollar amount of that check.
So one reason, a lot of people question, why would we put holds on a check? We recently we're hearing more and more about people who think they're getting jobs at home, and it's a complete scam, right? Yeah.
I get that every day.
Yeah.
They ask, are you over 25? You have a social security number, the same type of
Yeah.
question.
So we're human. We have humans working for us. We make mistakes. Our members make mistakes. So we had a member come in, asked us to print out a check, and because they didn't get a real check. And so we printed it out. The person really thought that they were working for this business. And none of it was real. If we deposit that check, like, we're gonna be out the money, the members out the money, like, no, it's just a huge problem. So the reason that there's holds is because we have to verify that those funds are real, because the fraudsters are so good at these things, at this theft and taking advantage of people, that even humans who are aware these things are going on sometimes make mistakes. So just keep that in mind. So again, knowing that direct deposit schedule, right? I know that tomorrow at noon, my husband's check will be there. I know that on Thursday, my check will be there by 7 a.m. It's knowing what's going on in your account. When's your money coming in? And I know I've worked with people who all of a sudden, like, they're not getting paid. What's going on? Like, you need to go and research where that money went. It's your money. You've worked for it. Let's find out where it is and get it into your account. Understanding the fees that are associated with the account. We've kind of talked about that. And know what happens if you overdraft. So you need to advocate for yourself if you overdraw your account. How do you make adjustments to that so that it doesn't happen again and you don't have to pay that money? Nobody wants you to do that. And learn about electronic transfers from Cash App and how that works.
So how can you access your money? So you can access your money using your Sound debit card. If you have checks, you can access your account by writing a check. You can also use that to pay your bills. We also offer Venmo, Cash App, Apple Pay, Google Pay. You can link your debit card or account information to that. And we also have a really cool feature for, it's called shared branching, meaning you can access your Sound account at another participating credit union. They are limited as to the information that they can provide to you, but let's say you are out of state, you're on a vacation somewhere, and you happen to misplace your debit card in the ocean. Know from experience. You can go into another financial institution that has the red co-op logo on there, and they can be able to access your account as long as you have your account number and personal identification information. So it's a great tool to be able to access your money anywhere you go. You can also use other institutions' ATMs. We won't charge you a fee, but their ATM is still subject to charge that fee, but you can use their ATM as well to access your funds.
Another one on that topic is, so we're open Monday through Saturday, but on Saturdays we close at 1, so that leaves from 1 o'clock on Saturday until Monday at 9 a.m. before we're open. So that shared branching program allows us to call a co-op number as members. I was recently on vacation and I needed to transfer money from one credit union to another credit union, and I couldn't do it online. So I just picked up the phone, I called the 800 number, and within 3 minutes, the money had been transferred from one account to the other. It's nice to know that if I can't do it online, because my other financial institution doesn't have the capability to do that, I can pick up a phone and know that 24/7 that they're there to help me. So it's really nice.
Managing your account. So we offer a few different options to manage your money. You do have the availability to do a mobile deposit if you're not able to come into a branch. We also have a night drop box at all of our sound locations to where if you come after hours, you can still make your deposit and it'll get processed the very next business day in dual control. So if you do not want your check to be on hold through the online feature, it more than likely will be. We can verify it that next day and then give you a call when the funds are available. We have as well on our online banking card controls. So if you misplace your debit card, you have the availability at your fingertips to go in and turn off your debit card and until you can find it. Otherwise, you can come into a branch and we should be able to print you a card. We also have bill pay. So bill pay is something that I mentioned earlier. You have the availability to send a check to another company or another institution if an online transfer feature isn't available.
So with that card control, has anybody ever used card control, lost their card, and all of a sudden needed to turn it off? It's pretty great, right? Yeah, I mean, if you haven't used it, like I just came out here to card control on my app for sound, and it shows me all my cards that are out there. And here's my husband's card right here. And so he may be on his way to lunch or something like that. If I move this check mark and I just shut off his card now, so he cannot use it if he lost it, or maybe he made me mad. Let's hope not, but you can shut it off that easy. But then I can also turn it back on that quick. So I've done that where I went out to dinner or to a bar and I left my card at the counter and then got home and was like, oh no, I forgot. And so then I just shut it off and go pick it up the next morning.
I will say it does give peace of mind. I am the type that everything has a place, and if I don't put my card in that exact place, I full-blown panic mode. So I can go in, I can turn my card off right then and there until I can relocate it. Then I'm like, whew, all right, we're good. Yes.
Every 10 minutes I'll be checking my key card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also partner, not partner, but we have the tools to link your Venmo, Cash App, and Apple account to your Sound account through our online banking feature. You can also link Intuit and QuickBooks. Those are some budgeting tools available to you. As you can see in just the little snippet on there, you can see what your spendings are. I think it's a really fun way to be engaged in your active spending. So if you have a specific budget of something that you're saving up for, you can put it into that app and have an automatic transfer going into that. And then you can see your progress on there too. I know it's really tiny, but it looks like this person overspent on their food outings. So
Real easy to do that.
yeah.
There's a tool out there called Chloe. I've told some people at UWT about this before. We checked it out as a team one day, and everybody downloaded it. And Chloe will either tell you how awesome you're doing at saving or not spending money, things to that extent, because you put in there what you're trying to spend. Like, you know, if I'm going out for the month and eating out, I don't want to spend more than $200 a month. So she's going to track that for you. Well, there used to be a little salad store that was down the street here on Pack Ave that I loved to go to and grab lunch. And if I wasn't bringing lunch, I'd just run down there and grab a salad, and I thought it was okay. Those salads were $18 each. It was ridiculous, but they were delicious. Well, once I started using Chloe let me know real quick that you went to Simple Greens 5 times this month and spent $125. And she just starts throwing shade at you and making you feel guilty. And I'm like, this is brilliant, because I don't want to do that. And now I bring my lunch every day almost. And if I don't, then I'm mad at myself that I have to go find something to eat. And like, it drives me crazy. So it is. Eating out is nuts. Teriyaki's $25 for one person anymore. That's, yeah, it's nuts.
And the delivery apps get you.
Nobody can afford it. Yes. That's a great question. So the question is, how is safeguarding for like Zelle, Venmo, and everything like that?
So I know for some of those apps specifically, they have features on there where you can do your fingerprint, you can add a PIN number, and until you can add in either your fingerprint or a PIN number, it will not let you in. So when you're going and trying to link that, it's going to take you to that app and have you sign in with your extra security codes as long as it's on there, and then it will be able to link fully. So unless you're able to verify that information, it will not let you in. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right. So I know Venmo used to be like that, where they used to not ask for the last 4 digits of the person's phone number. And my husband sent he sent Lee Larson $50. And guess what? A different Lee Larson got it because he didn't pay close enough to attention because he didn't have the right handle for him. So we were out the $50. I know they've put in precautions that now you have to enter the 4-digit code, which is great, the last 4 of the person's phone number. So that's good. But the financial institution can only do so much. It's very similar to a wire. And when the money's gone, the money's gone. So it really depends on you protecting yourself and making sure that you're monitoring who you're sending it to and that it's going to the right person.
So online and mobile banking, this is just a small snippet of what we have to offer. So you can see your different shares that are laid out on there. You can set up your online bill pay. So you can see on this person's, they have some reoccurring payments that are coming out monthly. So they pay their AT&T bill every looks like June 2nd is when that came out, for $74.21. There's also some budgeting tools over on the right-hand side and some calculators to be able to add everything up. There's bill pay, move money, and manage money up top there. The manage money is going to be that budgeting tool. So you can click on that tab, and then when that bill has been paid, you can take a look at what you have remaining left for that balance. Otherwise, you can go to My Accounts. You can see your full balance history on there for all of your memberships. If you have multiple, let's say you have an account with your mom and dad or your grandparent, or you have a business account or just anything, you can link those accounts together and be able to quick check those balances and the transaction history that's happening in there.
How many people are creating a budget? It's hard, right? It's hard. Good for you guys. That's awesome. Understanding where your money is going, how you're using it is so important. So using these tools we're talking about, sitting down and looking at how much money you have coming in every month, how much money is going out, you need to look at that. Understand if you're paying yourself first. Make sure that you understand that you are a bill and that you're saving for your future. So whether it's for an experience or just, rainy day funds, things like that, put money away so that you're prepared for those things. But more importantly, understand where your money is going and how you're utilizing it. It provides a sense of stability. At the same time, life happens. And we can set up this budget and plan to put $500 a month away, but then maybe a tire blows on your car, or you get sick and you have to go to the doctor. So all of a sudden you've had some co-pays come up, you've had expenses for your car that you weren't expecting. I've had that happen to me this year. It's terrible. Nobody needs to incur $700 a month just out of the blue, right? So knowing that life is gonna happen, and while you're trying to stick to this budget, you might have to make adjustments and then go back on track to continue planning and making sure you understand where your money is going. But more importantly, use tools that work for you. So hopefully your financial institution has online tools that you're able to use, but if not, there are other ones out there. I've used mint.com before. There's NerdWallet has some that are out there, but some people just want to use Excel spreadsheets. And they may download their statement. I see heads shaking back there because it helps, it works for you, right? Like you can download your expenses from your financial institution every month. You can see where it's going and then you plug it all in. Whatever works for you. Everybody's different. It might be pencil and paper. But sitting down and just spending it might be a few hours a month, maybe an hour a week, but help yourself. Because nobody has taught us how to do this, you guys. So it really takes us to discipline ourselves and want to make the change. This is how we change society. America is so bad about understanding where their money goes. I can't express enough. Sit down and look at where your money is going every month. I will tell you that I do my best to do that. My husband, on the other hand, doesn't even have the bank account. He doesn't even know. He doesn't know the codes, nothing. So, has anybody heard of the budgeting rule, the 50-30-20 rule? So 50, 30, 20 is knowing that if you have income coming in, that you have 50% going to your needs. So your housing, clothing, food, transportation, those things that you need to get to school to survive. Looking at how much money you have coming in and only spending 50% of that towards your needs. I just heard a statistic the other day that said 80% of Americans, as soon as they get paid, their paycheck's gone. So we really need to gain that control and understand where it's going. So sitting down and planning that out and knowing your needs and then your wants. So, I mean, yes, we all want things, right? Like we want to eat out. We want to go on an experience with friends to a concert. How can we pay for that? Do we have the money for that if we're putting 30% away each month? Or could I put that into savings? Because hopefully 20% of my paycheck every time is coming in and going to savings where if I want that experience, if I want to go on that trip with my friends, I can go take that money out there and pay for it, not go into debt, and I've been prepared for it. Or I'm prepared for if something happens at the house and I need to fix it. It's all right there for me. What I will say is, what works for me, like I said, I was on vacation. I needed to transfer money from one financial institution to another. That other credit union isn't necessarily, it doesn't have the tools for me to transfer things online. In order for me to access that money, I either have to drive there or I have to pick up the phone to access the funds. So it's not convenient. For me, that money comes out of our checks every week and I don't see it. So it's gone. So in my eyes, I've paid myself first. So kind of consider that for that 20% and that savings that you're looking at as a way to help yourself. It takes, so if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, right? And that's how you can start building that nest egg to help you. Maybe it's paying for a vehicle or a down payment on one or down payment on a house or even for a new apartment, things like that.
So for security, understand that your financial institution will never call you. We will not ask you for your PIN number or passwords or your full social or any sensitive information. If you get a call like that, if you get a text message and they're saying this is your financial institution, please provide us your full social, just know that it's more than likely fraud. It's very important that you do not give out that information. If you give out that information, your socials can be compromised, your online banking information can be compromised, and then it's just a hassle and a half to be able to come in and redeem funds, start those disputes, and open up a whole new membership. So you want to make sure that you're protecting yourself. Be skeptical. If you receive a call and someone is telling you, hey, I need to access your MacBook, there's some security features on there that we need to update. They won't call you. Again, no one is going to reach out to you and ask to gain access to this information. Another thing that I've seen is we'll have people coming in and they're on the phone with a scammer and they're saying that they need to purchase a couple $100s in gift cards and then send it back to them. Anytime that happens, I know immediately that that person is being scammed, they're being frauded, and how can we help and stop this from happening? I just unfortunately had a member that I was helping who is now out $2,000 because she fell victim to it. Caller ID, I know that there is all kinds of features available for caller ID. You know, most of the time when you go to look at your phone, it's going to say suspected scam on there. Just ignore those calls. Put your information on the do not call registry so that way you are less likely to get those calls. And then if you do get a suspicious call, contact your financial institution. Hang up with whoever it is on the phone if you're skeptical, if you're getting some really weird feelings. Google their phone number. It's probably available on your mobile app. I know it is available for ours. It'll go to our call center, and we will be able to either confirm or deny whether that phone call or text message was legitimate or not.
Yes.
Yes. There are a couple of different scenarios where someone could just be in emotional distress and they're not quite putting two and two together when they're receiving those calls. Yeah, there's been multiple different scenarios that we've seen that happen with, and they're each very unique as to why they fell victim.
Just be careful. I mean, and if you're not comfortable, if somebody's calling you asking, saying that they're with your financial institution and they're asking for information, don't be afraid to say, I'm not giving you any more information. Hang up the phone and then call the phone number on the back of your credit or debit card or on your bank statement that you know is accurate.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for listening. Hopefully this has been beneficial. We appreciate your time. We look forward to doing this again. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Congratulations.